What's up and welcome to the Indie Credible Podcast episode 46. Didn't have to look down today. A weekly podcast where we get together and chat about the world of indie gaming. We talk about what indie games we've been playing. We talk about the latest indie game news. And we share a topic at the end. The topic at the end, I'm going to put it out there now, isn't actually based solely around indie games. We had a bit of feedback coming in from someone who is starting up a kind of YouTube channel to do with gaming. And they wanted to see kind of some tips and hints on how we got going. We've only been going for 18 months, so
we're the wrong people to ask.
Probably are the wrong people to ask, and we're not the most successful. But
we are. Are you kidding me? We still on subscriber count.
But we are pretty.
He's got 30 followers on Twitter.
But we are pretty passionate, and hopefully we can get that across in the couple of tips. Really, yeah. We're just going to talk about what it's like being a creator, for lack of a better term. But anyway, before that, let's actually dive into indie content. And before we dive into indie content, we should actually go through who we are. I am Lewis. You can find me at What's Up Woody. With me, as not always, because he wasn't here last week, is Tom. You can find that at Shriek and Profit. And Dan, who is always here most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah. And you can find him at The Dice Bear. Just type The Dice Bear in
Just
Google,
type The Dice Bear in and you will find me.
Everywhere. I'm going to make a porno one day called The Dice Bear.
What, and see if you can get it on the rankings? I really won't mind that at all. I will link it into my site.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to be.
Embed him in everything.
Just in the background.
Just in the background. There should be little Dice Bear
It will
posters.
shoot his SEO through the roof.
Yeah.
Product placement will be ridiculous.
Yeah. Just literally everything.
Like, we should use protection. The wrapper will have the Dice Bear logo on it.
And then he'll get my the little tiger puppet that I use for it and just stick it on his dick.
Oh, like, God. Horrible.
I'm safe now.
If I have to talk about all that pornography and you want to listen to more of our stuff, then you can. We do several podcasts. These are our weekly podcasts we do that are all to do with indie gaming. We do a Not So Indie Show, which is a monthly podcast, mostly based around AAA gaming, but we talk about other things, movies, books, comics, things that we've read or watched. And we also did a What We Loved show, which is pretty much we talk about absolutely anything we liked from that month. They're available 1 week early on Patreon, and you can support us on Patreon for $1 to get exclusive pre- and post-show content to the show, and that's patreon.com/indie-credible. YouTube, you can watch us if you want on YouTube, and I do recommend watching us on YouTube, even if you have us on in the background, purely because we have the trailers playing behind us for any game we talk about, so it gives you a good little bit of context of what the actual game is, because sometimes we're not very good at describing things, so you can kind of go, that's what they're trying to say, and not doing a very good job of it. And YouTube, we are youtube.com/indie-credible. Other than that, pretty much all podcast services. I feel like I've pretty much exhausted myself there going through that. I have. I have.
Yeah.
Let's just go straight into what
I'm pretty sure you didn't mention Patreon.
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
And
I stopped listening.
The name's going across now. I should mention that. The name's going across now.
Big Boys Club.
The Big Boys Club. These are the guys who support us for $5 or more on Patreon, and we're very grateful to both Brian and Trev.
And Dryan as well.
Or Dryan, yeah.
And Dryan.
That is their amalgamation.
Yeah. We like The Fly, which I watched this week. But anyway, we're not going to talk about The Fly. We're talking about the other one. What we played this week? Who wants to go first? Who wants to kick us off something we played this week?
Let's go for it, Tom. You haven't been here for 2 weeks, so
that's
you've got
right.
So you played loads. Come on, what you played over 2 weeks?
Right. Okay. First of all, I downloaded and looked at the title screen for this game called Fez.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I've.
You hadn't played that at all. You just looked at the title screen.
I've seen the title screen. I intend to play it.
Okay.
Sure, it's all right. Sure, it's pretty good.
Yeah, Fez is good. Fez
Fez
is a good game.
Very good.
Yeah. And I've played Demo, which is a mobile game. Do you know Demo?
No.
It's a rhythm game. It's like a piano-y game.
Right.
It's like literally the notes come down and you tap the screen. It's all original music. And it's got like a story. I played it a long time ago, and I was just sort of playing it again. It's a good one to play when you're in transit on the bus or whatever.
Okay.
It's a good time. Headphones are probably a good idea though if you're going to play.
And that's all you've played.
I play other stuff, just haven't played any other indie games.
Fair dues. Did you download Mother Gunship?
I couldn't find it. I looked it up on the PlayStation Store like 3 times and searching all kinds of different things. I couldn't find it anywhere.
Just go to demos.
Where is that?
You go to games demos.
Didn't do that. Well, it should come up. If I look up Mother Gunship, that should come up, right?
Do you spell it with spaces?
You get to if you search stuff on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Does that weird?
Oh, you can only set a certain
It gets to a certain bit,
yeah.
and it's like, well, I can't go any further.
I don't know why you can find it. Yeah, no, it's on there.
Yeah. Also forgot On Rush was even happening. I'm pretty sure I asked one of you to message me when that was to remind me, but you didn't.
Well, you weren't here last week, so it's your fault.
I thought you were dead. He said you were dead.
Yeah. He said I was dead. Again.
Explosive diarrhea.
No, I had a headache.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
same thing.
I would have been pretty shit. I would have been like...
Just sit there.
For the entire podcast.
That's what you're like normally. So you always
That's
got a
you,
headache.
though. You're the embodiment of a headache.
Go on then, Dan. Dan, do you want to go next or shall I go next?
I'll go next. I'll go next because I haven't actually played a lot of indie games because I spent a lot of my week trying to fix my fucking Mac. Which
is already working anyway.
Well, no, it was doing weird shit. It's working now, kind of, to a point. But I played Onrush. I actually jumped on because we talked about it a little bit. You'd played it.
So I played a lot the night before. Then I played a bit that day. I think I hit like level 17 on it.
I can't believe you played it that much.
I played like 4, 5 hours of it.
Because it was shit. And that's just... I was bored out of my fucking mind within seconds.
Yeah, it's very... I don't need to play anymore, basically. And that's coming from a game that relies on repetitive play. And I've played 4 hours and I don't
bother.
Did you guys play
need
together?
to play anymore.
No, I didn't end up playing in the group or anything like that. So I did... It says it's a team game, and I can see points of it that would work as a team game.
You see my
but majorly, there's no fucking... everyone's running on their own. There's no...
Is it essentially Motorstorm? Is that what we were
It's essentially Motorstorm, except it constantly wants you to catch up.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're playing a slower vehicle and the ones are far ahead, you are constantly hitting the catch.
And it kind of does this weird thing where it takes you out and then throws you forwards.
And what's even worse is there can be times when you're at the back, you can see the group.
Yeah,
you're catching
not that
up.
Far behind.
You're not that far behind, and it goes catch up. And you're like, I'm not even fucking playing.
And catch up's a full-on screen cut to take you there and drop you on everyone.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
So, it was it was horrible.
Yeah.
And the game modes, well, to be honest, it was random who would win because everyone was playing their own game.
Yeah.
The maps were boring as hell because in Motorstorm there are different routes you can go. It's really interesting.
That Pacific Rift one, is that what it's called?
Yeah,
that's so good.
And in this, there's none of that really. There's slight
left
and right lanes.
Tricks and motorbikes are my favourite thing to do,
but they're all generic.
Yeah,
it's just press one button. It's directions don't give you different tricks. It was one button. It does a trick. Well, that's shit. Even Tony Hawk Skateboarding, the first one, which came out.
It was combos to do tricks.
Before Tom was born. There was...
No,
it wasn't.
Yeah. It might have been like 2 years after I was born.
Hilarious joke.
They've gone for... I think they've gone for like a skill-based team.
There's no skill involved.
That's the issue. But they've gone... That's what it feels like they've gone for. Because they've just
done a poor
shoehorn tutorial where it's like, there's no lone wolves in this game. You work together. And you're like, oh, cool. And then after about 2 hours, I was like... No one's working.
But also, you never have to let go of the accelerator. Never.
Right.
There aren't any difficult corners you've got to do.
There's no skill
you can always just go.
Driving.
Ooh, is that flashing lights?
Yeah. Hello, Dan.
Yes.
Hello, Dan.
We're getting flashing lights.
Yep.
Represent.
Oh yes.
Represent.
That would be me and Tom. It will be live streamed on his thing.
Yeah. When do you want to do that?
I don't know. I'm free. I've got a holiday
soon
bit.
Soon
as.
Yeah. Do it next week if you want. Because we've got one podcast.
Yeah, brilliant. There will be a flashing lights thing. But let's go back to Onrush.
Yeah.
You could hold accelerate and go all the way through. There was no driving
There's no
skill
passion
in there.
in the game. That's what it's... And I was questioning that. I was like... I kept in my head going 1 minute, is this game fun? And then something would happen. I'm like, oh, that was really cool. And then I'm like, is this game fun? Oh, that's really cool. And then I saw
What was really cool?
So I don't know. I was just enjoying smashing people down, and I was playing through the vehicles, and I was going further to see if I unlocked anything more.
Yeah.
And then I saw your tweet, and I read your tweet, and I was like, that's a really good point actually. And I turned the music off. Well, I played headphones, so I just put the headphones and just played on the screen. And I was like, yeah, Dan's completely right. This game's got absolutely no passion. And then after that,
the music gives it a nice thumping bit. It's got this, so you're like, yeah, and there are points because of the music, but you cut the music out. And you're like, this is a massive miss.
£50 game.
It's 50 quid.
Yeah, there's a failure. Don't spend money on it. Don't.
Who developed this game?
Who is it?
Codemasters.
Yeah,
Codemasters. Okay.
Yeah,
the old kings of racing.
Very disappointing. And another game that I've been playing, and I will describe what happened, is Yoku's Island
you can
Express.
talk about this. So the podcast is going to go out
Tuesday.
12 hours later than normal. It's going to go out Tuesday late morning. so we can talk about, because I'm going to be talking about Shift Quantum.
Right.
So we can talk about those games that that will be after the release of them. So carry on.
Is Yoku's Island Express, which is and I saw this on their site. It's called Pinballvania.
Okay, yeah.
And when I put it in context for you, when I first got this game, I played it. I got to a boss, and then the credits played, the end credits, and I looked at the save, and it said 100% complete. And I'd only been playing a couple of hours, and nothing big had happened. And I was like, you know what, it was enjoyable, but I was expecting more.
Yeah.
So I got in touch with Lewis. We were playing Dragon Ball, and I said, look, I've already finished the game. Here's your 15 minutes thing. I'll have the review done for you on Tuesday and all of that lot. And he was like, what, you've already finished it? And I was like, well, yeah, it was pretty short, really. It was all right. It was. I went back on to get some footage. So I start a new game to make sure I get the bits. I get to the same boss bit because I followed the same route. It was like, do this, nice and quick. Yeah. And the game continued playing. The game had glitched out. Something had gone wrong. It showed me the end credits.
Yeah. You probably played it the moment I sent you the code, I guess.
Yeah.
So maybe it was before there was any update. Maybe it was just like the very first
thing. Yes. And this game is great.
Well, I'm
really enjoying it because you've got to. It is like it's more like Metroid than Castlevania. The problem with a lot of the Castlevania or the Vania-esque type games that have recently come out is they are uber hard. It's not about them being sort of like exploration like Metroid was.
Slang.
It's about slang. Slang's really good though, but it's a bitch. It's about retro gaming. Retro gaming should be really fucking hard, and it's about showing how manly you are by being hard. Well, and you're just like, that was fun for a bit, and I enjoyed a couple of those games. But really, there's a point. I love being able to explore, and this does that. And you finish the story. And when you finish the story, it's at about 51%.
Have you done the story now?
Yeah, I've finished the story now. So but I can't stop playing it. But they're not just collectibles. There's more story there, which is why I have to finish it before I do the review.
Yeah.
Because there's this whole...
So quite a lot of content on offer.
Yeah, and there's secret areas, and there's places you can only get to once you've opened up different bits and found different people, and... They're all hidden in different places, and you slowly learn. There's this beeline you can use, which is like fast travelling between places. And as you're being fired out of these cannons, sort of Donkey Kong style, you know, when you went in the barrels and it shot you to another one, you can actually stop the barrel and drop off where you are. I didn't realise this. I'd been playing for hours shooting around going, how the fuck do I get to that place? Oh, God, I've got to do this. And then finding the most convoluted routes possible to get to these. Swear I was breaking the game at points to try and go into these bits. And then I realised you can stop and drop down, and then all these new areas opened up with new bits of story and new monsters and new bosses.
You play as a postman, is that right?
Yeah, you're a postman.
Like a post bug.
Yeah.
To be clear, you're
pushing a ball around through a 2D platformer, and you use the paddles to knock yourself up to different levels, solve puzzles, do bits like that, defeat bosses. Yeah. You know, I think the 4 bosses I played against so far. But there are fetch quests, which are all right actually because you're learning the routes and then you're spotting things, and I've really enjoyed it because it's not stupidly difficult, but because it's a pinball one, it's about having that precision of getting it on the paddle in the right place. Yeah. But also your bug can control the ball, so you can stop it and push it, or by pulling in different ways, you can slightly turn the rotation.
As the bug, are you the pinball, or is your ball the pinball?
Your ball's the pinball, and you're attached to it by a bit of string.
Oh, are you?
So when it gets fired off, you see this little bug go off with it, which is hilarious at points, especially when you're just really pissed off because you haven't been able to do anything. You're like, you know what, screw you, bug, I'm firing you to the moon. Boom, off he goes. And so it's coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and the Nintendo Switch. And I tell you what, the Nintendo Switch... This is
I was on the fence about this game because there's so many games releasing on that day, on the 29th, and I was like, don't know. And I was like, I'll wait and see what Dan's reviews about it, and then obviously you talking about this. I might actually get it. I'll probably get it slightly later on when I've got more time.
One of the really nice bits about it is the save system. Okay. So there are little flowers you can go across, and it auto saves. Okay. But these flowers are everywhere. So you can literally pick it up, play for 5 minutes, put it back down, and you've saved everything you've done. Yeah.
That's cool.
And it is that nice sort of, yeah, go on, I'll jump in. But what's even better about it is it's really hard to pick up and play for just 5 minutes.
Because you want to keep going.
Because you're like, I'll just go find that, I'll go do that. Yeah, I'd finished the story and I was like, right, I've got the story, I'll move on to the next bit. I'll go and do some writing, I'll do this, I've got other work to do. Hour later, oh shit, I'm still here, Corin's going to kill me. Oh well, I'll just find this next bit. I'm literally going around trying to find everything because it opens up new bits. It's not just a case of like, in a lot of games it's like, I'll go around, get these, and you might get a trophy and you're like, I don't give a shit. These are doing things around the map that are causing other things to happen.
Yeah.
There are these little weevil things you've got to collect. And each time you collect 10, you put them into a torch. And you light the torch. And the first time you do it, you're like, oh God, this is going to be fucking painful. But when the torch lights, there's this little cutscene and it shows this egg with a god growing inside it. And one of the lights goes around it.
Right.
And there are a certain amount of lights. Now, I've got 3 lights left to do to find out what happens when you collect them all. And you're like, oh my God, this is so exciting. I want to know what's going to happen. And because I've got I'm still only on 61%. And I've delivered all the post. And I haven't done all of the post boxes yet, but I've done the vast majority. And I've only got these 3 ones left. Well, what the hell else is going to happen when that opens? Because if I'm only on 61%...
That's got to open up the game even more, yeah.
Which is why I'm also like, I can't really come around and go, yeah, I've written a review for this part of the game. I wonder how many people do, though. I wonder how many people will just release it. With just...
would you say it's the best Postman sim you've ever played?
I think more people would join Royal Mail if being a postman was like this, apart from the fact you're attached to a ball and get smacked around the place a lot.
Yeah, maybe not.
No, it sounds good.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I've got to say as well, I don't think it's as good as Cat Quests, but so far it's this year's Cat's Quest for me.
Okay.
Oh,
nice.
And I love that game.
Your review for that then, if when it goes home, and gets loads of views.
Yeah.
Well, you can see up on Incredible now, we've got the first 15 minutes, because what we normally do is we very rarely talk over the games. Obviously, an Instance was different because it's more of a Let's Play thingy, but... so if you want to go see the first 15 minutes of gameplay as it runs, fine. If you actually want to go see someone talk about the game, talk through the game, you've got one up on your
there's one up on the Dice Bear as well. And if you get to about 2 minutes 30, you're going to hear the best scream and giggle in your life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Brian.
A scriggle.
A scriggle. Brian just tweeted. Brian tweeted about it. Brian just tweeted about it and said if you can get to 2 minutes 23, you'll hear the best jump scare ever. Because I literally.
Oh, is that when that thing jumps out?
Yeah, it comes out. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that thing come out.
What?
You've got to watch it with my voiceover because I'm just chatting away, and then all of a sudden this thing comes out. Bloody hell! And then I start laughing manically. And it's like that thing just scared the shit out of me.
So I watched the first 15 minutes of you part, and that's in that as well, isn't it? The thing come out. Yeah. Cool. Do you play anything else at all?
Not indie.
Cool.
Well, no, not indie.
Cool.
H1Z1's not indie, is it?
No.
I thought it was.
It's in between. Well, go on then. Chat quickly about H1Z1.
Okay, so I played H1Z1 as well, which is just out on PS4.
The Battle Royale mode.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much what it is on PlayStation.
Okay.
That's it's all right. I think the problem is if you come from Fortnite to it, you're going to feel there's a lot missing.
Well, if you come from PUBG to it.
Then you're going to be like, wow, these games really run on machines?
You say that. I have something to mention about that now.
But, go on.
I played, so I was on Twitter and it was like, the new desert map now available on Xbox.
Is that PUBG?
PUBG. So I was like, I've not turned this thing on for fucking ages. I'll turn it on and see what PUBG's like now. Literally a different game.
Yeah.
There's new UI in there, there's new weapon selection, inventory management. It's genuinely very good now.
Oh, wow.
I had to turn it off because I was like, I'm going to get addicted to this. I got work to do. I literally had to force myself to, and I didn't want to turn it off. It runs as Fortnite runs in terms of there are bugs that happen every now and then, and you laugh at them. But it's nowhere near as bad as it was. It was actually a lot of fun, and the desert map is cool, man.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm generally like a little bit.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't played that yet, so I can't.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to use it as a mocking point because everyone understands the reference.
Yes.
Yeah. But it was okay. I think
you said the fog of war was
really
bad.
fog of war is really the distance you can see is really quite pathetic.
Yeah.
And it's one of those ones where if you're into the sort of more verging towards the realistic style of what would happen with a gun, okay. But when you've been playing Fortnite, which is an arcade game, and is about the fun and has the building, I really miss the building. I really miss the building.
It's a huge aspect, isn't it?
It's such a massive aspect, and part of it is because I can go explore more places.
Yeah.
I'd spent so long in H1Z1 just running with no one around me, trying to find a weapon or a gun or something. It was like, and then when I got the gun, it was like, yeah, okay, that's nice. I have a pistol. Now I'll just carry on walking.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I'm not too fast to jump on it. To be honest. I've hardly played Fortnite recently, but I will talk about it in a not so indie.
and apart from Fortnite,
cool.
And Ni no Kuni, that's it.
Cool. I'll try and get through these relatively quick. Forgotten Anne, I'll start with first. I spoke about it last week. I played about 2 hours going into last week. I've only played about another 2 hours. So I'm only about 4 hours in. I wanted to get it done this week, but I've been pretty busy with other reviews.
What are your thoughts?
So good.
Oh,
So good.
I want to play it.
Story is like fully fleshed out. It's just. You could argue that there are complaints there to say that it's too easy. In terms of you don't really like the puzzles are. The puzzles are there and they fit in well with the environment and the story, but they never made me go, what do I do now? And like I kind of, after looking at the screen for a minute or two, you're like, oh, cool, yeah, all right, that goes there. Sweet, perfect. But just the story's so nice, the animation's amazing, and it is just a story-driven game.
I'm more in it for the story, yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree. I'm probably
fun when I played it at Res.
I'm probably looking at it more critically because I played a lot of unforeseen incidents this week, which is a completely different. It's all about puzzles, and jumping between the two was a little bit not jarring, but I've gone from one where I'm like, what the fuck do I do now in the unforeseen incidents? I'm like full on. I was like. Beautiful mind. I had like sheets up like that, like, well, that's there, that's got me over there. Sarah comes in, Julie, she said, have a coffee, please, love. Whereas Forgotten Anne is a lot more, you sit back, you relax, you put your headphones on. I literally put my feet up on the desk, sit back and just play through it, and it's nice.
What is the sound like? Because the headphones that they were given
sound is beautiful.
Dog shit.
Sound is beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank God. Because I was so worried. Like, so does the game sound this bad, or is it the headphones?
At times I've questioned how the sound was done, because I'm like, this can't be an orchestra, but it sounds like it is.
Why not?
Why can't it be an orchestra? Orchestras don't have to be massive. They can just be like.
So I know that. So I went onto Twitter and looked. It's kind of, it depends what you class as an orchestra. It's like a team of 3 or 4 playing actual string instruments in a room.
So a quartet.
A quartet. That's what it is. But it swells up so well and dips at the right time. Like it is a true meaning to cinematic adventure. That is exactly what the game is. It's a cinematic adventure game. It's very,
really want to play it.
Very good.
When do I get a fucking copy?
I'm going to finish with Unforeseen Incidents because I want to talk about it last.
Okay.
Dungeon Rushers review goes up tomorrow.
Yep.
Don't buy it.
Yeah, no, everything I'd seen of it before that point, I was very much like, no.
Officially the lowest rated game ever to be reviewed on
Oh my god!
Holy fuck, and it's coming from you as well.
What did it take the title from? What was the previous one?
I don't know.
You reviewed it, the Russian cyber one. No, it was
Dream Break.
Yeah.
Dream Break, yeah.
Dream Break got like a 5, 4.5.
Yeah.
Wow. What did this get?
3.5.
Ooh!
Holy fuck!
Jesus, it's proper in shit realms.
Yeah, so
that's got to be a 0 for me and you.
Yeah.
I really fluff it up in the opening paragraph. I'm like, it's the turn-based RPG genre is probably one of the most competitive out there, and although it's a fully fleshed genre, I love finding a hidden gem and da-da-da-da-da. This game isn't that. That's literally what I'd say. You can tell straight off the bat, this game is a mobile port. It's
boo.
So the leveling up in it is fucking bonkers. Like we're talking, so level 2 to level 3 took me 2 hours of grinding.
Jesus.
Yeah, 2 hours of going back through the same dungeons over and over. Because there was a level wall, but there was a difficulty wall. It was not a fun difficulty wall, because the turn-based combat isn't, oh, you made the wrong decision, you're being punished. It was, doesn't matter what decision you make, mate, you ain't getting past this until you're that level. And it's just like, oh my God.
And then you've got to grind
If
like
I wasn't
shit
reviewing that game, I wouldn't. I say in the review, I've not finished it. I refuse to finish it. I've put in 7.5 hours to the game. I'm not playing any
What
more.
level are you? 7.5 hours.
Like 5.5.
Jesus.
Fucking hell.
I've unlocked 4 characters. I know you can unlock up to 8. Like, it's not fun.
Hang on. Isn't the game called Dungeon Rushers? Doesn't that imply the idea that something would be quick?
So
It's an ironic.
I say in the review.
Dungeons
well
either.
done.
It's
There's no
dragons.
dungeons. Yeah.
I say in the review, if you on mobile, it probably isn't that bad because you pick up and play for a little bit, you put it down, you pick up and play for a little bit, you put it down. You probably don't notice the grind going slowly because on mobile, and people who play, I don't mean it's horrible, but people who play mobile games are a very different demographic to those who play console games.
You're on the toilet.
But when you're on a console that offers the same games as like the Banner Saga, or I know you didn't really like it, but Darkest Dungeon I thought was a great turn-based RPG. Like all these other turn-based RPGs, it's just so boring. It is one of the most boring games I've ever played. The dungeons play out in this like simple grid-based system. I actually like that. You're kind of moving around and you can use skills to get past traps and find things, and there's a management to that that's really good. I actually played a whole game just as that, like a Dungeons and Dragons. Like choose 70% chance to save this trap. I'd actually play that. As soon as you go to turn-based combat, you're just like, oh, I died. What a surprise. I'll go back and do it again for another 2 hours to go up a level.
That's fucking shit, especially considering as you actually quite like roguelikes. You
I love
like
them.
that whole fucking repeating the same shit again and again.
Fucking boring. Do not buy that game.
Imagine if I reviewed this game.
I think I closed the game out saying that.
Could you imagine if either of us reviewed this game? Oh my god.
It'd be such a mean review.
I think I closed the review out saying like the final line is something along the lines of, if you're out there looking for a classic inspired turn-based RPG dungeon crawler, then this is not the game for you, and do not buy this game. Like, it's just like, it's not fun. Just absolutely not fun at all. I've also played. So I've not finished it yet because the review isn't, or the game released on Tuesday, and the review will be up close to the time. But I've played about an hour and a half of Shift Quantum.
It's one we've all played.
Yeah, it's one we all played. There are codes coming for you guys as well to play on PlayStation, but they aren't coming until literally. Well, they're there, but Simon was basically saying that I need to get these out to people who are reviewing it on PlayStation. And then the next batch gets. So that's fine. So I think it's sending them Monday or Tuesday. Two great. The game's great. Game is genuinely great as a puzzle game. Yeah. Fucking hard. Like to the point where you're sitting there, you're like, I know this because it's just the opposite. Yeah. I should know this. No word of a lie. I almost contemplated getting a wipeable marker and drawing on my monitor to see where things would change.
Okay, I'm gonna fucking love this game.
Because I was like, it's not working. I was like, I'm standing in the right. I couldn't in my head work out. So I should probably give context to people like, what the fuck
is Shift Quantum?
So it's a noir cyberpunk puzzler. Yeah. Where you play as this kind of silhouette dude who runs through the world, and he has the ability to switch between negatives. Like, so you go from white is the landscape and black is the background, and then black is the landscape and white's the background. And it kind of shifts.
It's 2D, isn't it? So
it's 2D, and at first I thought it switched it around 180 degrees, but it doesn't. It basically takes what is in the background as the foreground and the foreground as the background. Right. Yeah. Which is, so any gaps you have in the... So say, for example, you have a tower, 2 towers, and there's a gap in the middle of them that's white, and you're back. When you change it, that block is now the platform, and the rest have disappeared. Yeah. So it does a very good job, because there are a lot of levels here. I think I've played through the first 5 worlds. I'm about 40% through the game, and it's now really ramping up in difficulty. Yeah. The early puzzles are classic. You get them done in less than a minute.
Well, I know that when we played at EGX, we blitzed.
So what we played at EGX was the second world.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Because the first world was like a tutorial. Yeah. And there's these little cyber disc things you can collect in each world. I have no idea what they do. No one's given anything to me. What I do like is there is a bit of a bizarre narrative going on to it. There's like this, similar to like Journey, where not just the fact there's a scarf involved, but you don't really know, you don't know what's going on.
You got to interpret from
and I'm like, now that's there for a reason, but I don't know why it's there. And I'm sure as I get close to the end, but I'm not in it for the story. I'm in it for the puzzles. And they're just brilliant. The music's fucking epic.
What is the music?
Like, it's proper kind of
remember.
pumping-y, cyberpunky music.
Synthy?
But it gets really dramatic with like, and you're in it, and I found myself like getting not frustrated but angry at myself because like, I know the answer. Like, so I literally was so tempted to draw on my fucking monitor because I was just like, and then when you get it right, you're like, oh my god,
It's a
thank
relief.
God. Second thing that's great about it, there's a level editor.
No fucking way,
Yeah.
really.
You can create your own levels and share them
That is
online.
sweet, yeah.
Okay,
It's-
that's brilliant.
It's hard. Like, I made a level and it's because I made a level and I was like, whoa, that's fucking mustard, that level. Let's upload it. Cool, let's play it. Oh, I've done that quite easy. Because in your head, you're like, oh, that's easy. I just go, they got to go here, they got to go. But no pun intended.
Is so
no pun
hard.
intended.
yeah.
It literally requires out-the-box thinking. Because you need to think of a route through. And then it gave me a clue of just how hard this game must be designed. Because they had to first think of how the player's going to get through the world. But then when they're going to want to change back. Because at certain times if I change back on my puzzle, you were stuck.
Yeah,
But there was
yeah.
no outlet. And I was like, that's not good. Restart. So like, but then I filled that block in and it was too easy. And I'm like, how do they do this?
It's got to be so frustrating. More frustrating than playing it, probably.
Oh,
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why puzzle design is one of those
I can't wait
genius
to.
level
exactly.
I
things.
think my review is going to be probably about 12 hours after embargo, purely because I want to see what the community start building in the puzzle.
Oh,
level
you're going to have a look what...
Well, because I want to see, because I don't. At the moment, there's no puzzles in there, and I'm playing this on PC. I should probably say it's coming to Switch, it's coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC on the same day as Yoku's Island Express. It's hard. I will say that now. It's hard. I love the music. I love the design to it. I like the simple aesthetic because it kind of takes away all the complex. It's just at its core a hardcore puzzler.
Yeah.
And I love the level editor system in it, and
I love the fact... I love games that put in level editors.
Yeah.
I not only do it's like something I get to have a try of it, but it shows that they've made it with the community in mind.
Yeah.
It's like playing old school Doom when you used to be able to go online and get new levels and do bits like that.
People
the
will come
community.
up with the most bonkers shit.
Yeah. It's sometimes better than the developers.
Mario Maker is
Yeah.
one of them. That the stuff you
Well,
get online for
Yeah,
the
Isn't there?
very
Isn't there?
brilliant.
There's levels in a Mario game that was released afterwards that they basically directly took. They were like, "These are better than we made, so
So let's use
we're
those.
going to steal these."
I can believe that. Yeah.
It's like the guy who developed Snake Pass, Sumo Digital, the lead director guy on that, got his job because he was so good at designing levels on Little Big Planet.
Yeah.
And
wow,
they basically picked him up and they're like, "Look, do you want to come and work for us? Because you're doing a better job than
he
us."
was from the community.
Right,
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
"You're doing a better job than us," basically. So he
Wow.
went in as wasn't a designer. He was like talking to them, like sharing ideas for levels, that's it. And then ended up going in design and taught him how to design. Then basically developed Snake Pass.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Good for him.
And the last game I'm going to talk about is Unforeseen Incidents.
Please be quick.
This is the game
Okay.
that at EGX Rezzed I dragged him to.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Because I went over and saw the game and was like, I fucking love this.
So
Lewis,
the
come and see this.
Review's done. Our internet is down again at the moment.
Hell
What's
yeah.
wrong with your internet?
Don't even get me started. That's why the review's not up at the moment. The review was done as of last night, but it's not up because our internet's down. What do you reckon I scored it?
7.5.
I reckon 8.7, 8.8.
9.
Oh, I was pretty close.
Wow.
I was pretty close.
The game is the best point-and-click adventure game I've played this side of a LucasArts classic.
Holy fuck. God, be getting
Like,
on that.
hands down. Hands down.
I'm sorry, I'm going to hold judgment on that until I play it. As someone who's played pretty much every point-and-click adventure going, that's not true, I really
but
haven't. There's so many.
so...
But I played a fucking
So what I
shitload.
love about this one, and this might be more of a subjective opinion, but what I love about this point-and-click adventure game is the puzzles work. And I mean that as in there's a meaning behind the puzzles.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Said this before,
you're
yeah.
doing this because it makes sense. If I was in that situation, I would eventually do that because it was my last option.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking ridiculous... There's one part where you have to repair a car because you need to drive somewhere. And repairing the car, you've got to find the bits. And it makes sense. Half of them are in the junkyard. But then the puzzles around getting them in the junkyard is like another puzzle to it. And it does that classic thing with... oh, I'm going to get there. Oh no, I can't just go drive the car now because this has happened.
Yeah.
But it's not a case of, oh, it's just shoehorning in walls. It is, that would actually probably happen in this situation. And it just all fit together, like literally, and I say in the review, it's like the perfect jigsaw puzzle of puzzles coming together so nicely. The only reason I marked it down is because die-hard point-and-click fans will probably go, it's a bit too easy. I don't think it's easy, but you're talking like in terms of, like I said before, put the cat in the washing machine, dye it pink, and I can send it to the fucking moon. Yeah. It's easy. And so some people will go, oh, it's easy. It's too easy. I don't think it's too easy at all. Other people, I really like the art style on it. I think the art style is great. But a couple of people have already commented on the video saying, love the look of the game. Love the idea of the game. Not a big fan of the art style. But that's a complete subjective opinion.
Yeah, that's subjective. Because I like the art style.
Yeah,
I thought that
was
very
really
good.
Graphic novel. Very graphic novel.
Yeah.
The voice acting is probably, honestly, some of the best I've ever heard in a game.
Wow.
Like,
that is
really
the voice acting is fucking incredible. There's this one annoying thing it does, and I'm hoping this will be patched for release. Whereas, so when we played the demo, it was always the outshot screen, you're talking to people, there was no camera changes.
Yeah.
What it does now is when you talk to someone, it zooms into them, zooms out, and zooms into them.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which is nice, but the resolution goes when they zoom in.
Yeah.
So the some of the pictures look like, well, it just looks like a blown up version. It doesn't look very pretty.
Yeah.
So that was another thing I knocked it down a bit for, but it's not like horrendous. You're not looking at it going, oh, that's disgusting. You're just like, I can kind of see the dots.
Yeah.
I think that will probably be patched at day one or early on. I would imagine so. But the fact that they added the camera changing in really adds to the story thing of it. Like the music's brilliant as well. The music is.
I did like the music.
Very lonely, and it you forget that you are effectively on your own.
Yeah.
It's just everything in this game works. It's about a 7-hour point-and-click adventure.
Yes.
That I would say everyone go and play, even if you've never played a point-and-click adventure game.
Seriously, want to play this.
Sounds great. Very good. It's.
But what was the one I played recently that we did?
Oh,
with the little girl, and it took me 2 hours.
The Little Acre.
Little Acre.
Yeah.
Point-and-click adventure. It took me like 2 hours to platinum the game.
Did not like that, did you? No.
That is.
And it was really because the art style was beautiful, the story was really sweet and had it, and you know, it's a point and click adventure. I'm a sucker for them. Mm-hmm. So to hear 7 hours to play it, that's sort of like now we're starting to look at point and click.
I mean, that
adventure.
is completely. I got really stumped on one puzzle, and then when I solved it, I was like, "Fucking dickhead!"
Yeah.
Like the solution was my first thought, and I was like, oh, "I should probably do this." But then I got sidetracked and done something else, and I was like, "I reckon I wasted a good hour and a half."
Holy fuck!
Like trying all this stuff, and it does this real cool thing of, I don't want to give away spoilers, but like where you find items, but it doesn't always use them. So you can pick up items.
Oh yes.
Because normally it used to be you found an item, you had to use it.
Yeah.
Whereas I finished the game not using some items, and I was like, I quite like that actually because it.
I wonder if you can.
Does that
use
mean
them
are there?
Yeah, that's what I mean. There
are there
probably
secrets
are
in the game though? Are there hidden areas?
I'm sure there are something. So
is it branching narrative, or is it?
I don't think so.
I don't think it
because it is a case of there's an end. I don't know if you can get different outcomes on the way to the end, but I know there is a definitive end without being again spoilers. Very, very, very good. Like I said, honestly for me, last point and click adventure game I played Dare to Tentacle more recently, but I'm not counting that because I played that originally. I played Monkey Island when it was on PlayStation Game Plus.
Oh yeah, the reboot. Xbox did it.
It was
Xbox
5. Monkey Island 5 was the last point and click I played.
Yeah.
That
I am going to piss myself.
This is the best point and click adventure game I've played since a Monkey Island game. That honestly is brilliant.
Thinking a bit.
Cool. Should we go on to some news? News. So,
news.
Bit of news this week.
Well done, Tom.
Bit of news this week. We have up first Wizard of Legend, the game I reviewed last week.
Yes.
Gave 7.82. Really enjoyed the kind of, like you said, the roguelike elements to it. Have you played much more of it yet?
I haven't had a chance to go back to it.
It sold 200,000 copies in its opening week, which is
nice.
Bloody good. Really bloody good.
Yeah.
For especially for any game to sell 200,000 copies. I mean,
is that mainly on Switch that it did that?
I would guess so. I don't know. It didn't say. It was just Humble Bundle sent me because Humble Bundle were publishing it they sent me, or Humble were publishing it.
Yeah.
They sent me the email. So yeah, congrats to Contingent 99, the developers. 200,000 copies in the first week is...
the weirdest way I've ever heard anyone say contingent.
Contingent.
I didn't even know what he was saying.
Contingent. I'm going to sound it out as 3 different things.
Contingent.
Can you say every word like that?
Yeah,
Contingent.
Contingent. Congrats.
Contingent.
I love it.
99. Congrats, guys. 200,000
brilliant.
copies is awesome. You're not far from Rockstar.
What would they sell? Like 1 billion copies?
GTA 5 is almost 100 million copies.
That is ridiculous.
And it was on sale. It was on sale the other day in game for 25 quid. I'm like, this is a 6-year-old game. How is it still on sale at £25?
It's just never ended.
I'm tempted I'm tempted to buy it and play it because I know online is ridiculous.
You not played online?
Yeah, I did, but 5 years ago.
Yeah, I haven't played it in like a year. But you know, it's like
But apparently,
so much.
and there's still they just released a whole, and all the DLC is like free, or most of it's free. They've gone.
There's
There's one pack that I think was like £9.
Oh, they're packs you can pay for,
Yeah.
but
And
like the
you-
DLC and
okay.
updates
pay
are all
for
free.
game money as well. You get a shark card
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But you don't need to. You can.
They made serious money on that, didn't they?
Continue to make serious
They could,
money.
yeah,
on it.
they are still making.
Continue to make serious money.
Yes.
Next up, we also got the news. By the time you're watching this, it probably already released. But Songbringer, a game that I played last year on Xbox.
Yeah.
So you played as well?
Yeah, I played it on Xbox. Zelda.
Yeah, it's very much like Zelda. Heavily pixelated graphics. Zelda, hat-throwing adventure game. It's coming to Nintendo Switch on the 31st of May.
Wow, I thought it'd already...
It's not on the Switch yet. So it's coming over to the Switch. Again, there's a gameplay video up on the YouTube channel if you want to go check that out. I think it's the first 20 minutes of gameplay for Songbringer. It's a lot of fun. It's a good adventure game. And the music is pretty awesome as well. It's pretty fun. Shaq Fu. You played Shaq Fu, didn't you?
I played Shaq Fu, yeah. I played it at Rest.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
No, he said it was okay.
So Shaq Fu seems to... Yeah, it's like a side-scrolling brawler where you play as Shaquille O'Neal, basically running around, smashing people to pieces.
He doesn't voice it, does he?
I don't know.
He did a lot of promo work.
Yeah, he's
for
done a
it,
lot of
so I don't
promo
know
work
if he-
recently.
This
This is what this is all about.
He helped pimp out the actual... It was Kickstarter. Was it Kickstarter? Yeah,
They've done
Kickstarter
a whole
campaign.
How old is Shaq now?
I don't know, but the guy's fucking massive.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
he
Jesus.
is huge.
In every way.
I knew someone. I
had to do it. I couldn't leave that one there.
But yeah, no. So Shaq Fu. What I'm interested in this game is more mid to late game. What the abilities look like, because it's got that kind of arcade style. That if there are these kind of screen filling abilities, I think it'll be cool. I reckon it'll be a solid. Good.
Feels very generic.
I think from the bit I played, it's obviously going to be better than the original.
Yeah.
Which isn't difficult.
Debatable. I mean, I don't play it.
I didn't either, but
who did?
I know it's not.
But I mean, there were points in the game where I was able to chat to both of these guys without looking at the screen and still beat up the people on
the boss.
screen.
That was the
And
boss.
it was a boss fight I was doing it
I'll
on.
admit, it was no fun to watch. It was quite boring to watch you play it.
I think this will be a Switch game. I was in tutorial levels, so maybe it's because I'm used to playing lots of these games. I didn't have to do that.
I mean, you literally were just pressing B and you just turned to us and was talking. And I was watching you on the screen and you were doing like just as well as you were before.
Yeah.
Like nothing had changed.
The game is getting a very limited physical edition, and the physical edition isn't in case you just get the physical edition game. You get a Shaquille O'Neal T-shirt, or a Shaq Fu T-shirt. You get a Shaq Fu snapback. You get a Shaq Fu artwork book thing, and then so there's only 500 being made.
Right.
And then 1 in 10 will be signed by the man himself.
Oh my god! Now it's worth having.
I'd like a signed photo of Shaq.
So 1 in 10, and it's not a.
I want a signed cutout of Shaq.
It's not a.
Just so I can find nowhere to actually put it up because he's so fucking huge.
It's not
Shaq's bigger than Chewie.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
Oh, not in real life, because Chewie's like 9 foot in real life, isn't he?
He's not 9 foot. He's like 7 foot or something. I think.
Is he? I thought Wookiees were. Well, Shaq's.
For a start, in real life doesn't work because they're not real.
Well, Peter Mayhew then. How tall is he? Give that a couple inches. He's tall.
What is Shaq? 7'11", I want to say. he's 7'11". I think he's 7'11". But anyway.
Shaq's fucking huge.
And the 1 in 10 signatures aren't digitally printed signatures, they are legit signatures.
Oh my god.
Holy fuck.
That's good, isn't it?
That is good.
That's good.
They're gonna cost a lot.
But are you going to be pissed off
They're
if
gonna
you
be
paid
on
the same
eBay.
price for someone else and you don't get that?
Oh, is it randomly given out?
Yeah, 1 in 10.
This isn't like a special edition.
No, you just about 1 in 10 will have it in there.
It's a lottery.
Yeah.
For a Shaq signature.
Well,
Basically, they've got
if
the
you
EA
want to
route.
sell 500 copies really quickly, you tell
Yeah.
them that 1 in 10 will get that, and someone's
Yeah.
going to buy all 500, and then eBay
Yeah, sell the other ones, yeah.
Up next, we got to Banner Saga, the original game from
Yeah.
2014. Originally released on released on Switch a couple of weeks back.
Yeah.
Banner Saga 2 is coming on the 7th of June. We got a release date for that this week, so it should give you enough time to get through the original. I'm still yet to play the original game.
Have to play it
I
pretty
really
hard.
want to play it because I want to play Banner Saga 2. What I'm thinking is,
I'm sure it's really good.
It's Banner Saga
Yeah.
is
Sure,
really
it's really
good.
good. What I'm
mate.
thinking now
I
is-
think you'd actually
It's not-
enjoy it as
yeah.
well.
how long until 3 do you reckon?
Okay. I reckon we're going to see it in a month, 2 months time.
I think we get a trailer next week because I think we get a trailer before E3. They won't want to get
Oh
lost
god, yeah.
to be free.
I think we're going to see it released really quickly after E3. I
Okay.
think it's going to be an E3 sort of look. Here's this,
Yeah.
and then boom,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
there. It's going to be one of those ones. Cause
I don't think they'll be over at E3 because it's the kind of game that the big publishers will pick up and review.
Oh, could you not see it on like a...
And
like, here's all the indie games coming to PlayStation.
that's
or
exactly
Xbox,
what it's
yeah.
going to be.
It's going to be on
And it's
there.
going to be one
Yeah.
of the big idea Xbox are going to be like, yeah, we're going to have Banner Saga. We're going to have, you know,
yeah, possibly.
and that's what it's going to be.
Possibly. But no, it's good to see Banner Saga 2 is coming. Don't know a price on it, I'm afraid. But 7th of June, you can play the next instalment. Ready up for the big one coming out, which is obviously completely current developed because the other one's a little bit older. And that's, it will be this year, probably, like you said, round just after E3 time. Earthfall. Remember that game that we debated over?
Oh, yeah. It was more of a debate.
Earthfall it's got a release date.
13.
13th of July.
Okay.
So happy.
We're going to be on that.
It's being published by Gearbox.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Hello.
It's coming up by digitally and physically.
Get ready for the price though, because I know this story. so-
I'm not a big fan of this now, the price. I've played what is there, and there's not a lot of content there. I know you're going, replay value. 30
No,
quid.
I'm not going to replay. I'm going, I have friends.
30
Well,
quid.
it's not
Okay,
30 quid.
£29.99.
It's £28. It's £27.99.
So,
I am 100%
it's
fine with that.
recommended retail of £29.99. Some places might sell it cheaper, but...
I'm fine with that.
I heard it was £27.99 as part of that's what you buy.
Okay, I got it off Game Press.
Oh, okay.
£29.99.
But I still think anything
no,
30 quid or under.
I've probably read dollars. You're probably right. $27.99 would make sense if it's $30.
Oh right, yeah, cool.
So
That's fine.
I think that's great.
That's fine.
I honestly think that's good. Yeah,
If Left 4 Dead
£27.99.
comes out, that's going to be full price game. And
Yeah.
this has just as much content as Left 4 Dead, and basically it's Left 4 Dead.
It is Left 4
yeah,
Dead. There's
exactly.
no hiding from
Yeah.
that.
yeah, well, we will be reviewing it close to a time.
We will be playing it, having
We've
fun.
got a preview going up probably about the end of June. We'll go up ready for the July release.
Yeah.
Because they're starting to add more content now. Because I said the weird thing about the content on the Steam Early Access build is you can go like, so there's two parts, there's two stories to play through basically, and you can go from like level 1, level 3 or level 5 on story 1, so you can literally play the last level without knowing how you got there. Or on the second one you can do 1, 4 or 5.
Yeah,
So I'm
that's
like,
the point of early access though, mate.
no, but
Early
why play?
access and alpha build is because they're hiding story and plot twists from you.
Okay, but I'm saying what? But then I've gone past it. So if someone's bad, I'm like, well, why are they bad now?
Yeah, but what you'll find is that'll link into another whole storyline that you don't even have access to.
Maybe, yeah. I just found it weird that they didn't
That's
go
what they
the
did in
first
Left 4
3.
Dead and
Yeah.
things like that. It was very much a case of, that links to this one.
I'm
that's not
looking
even
forward
part
to it
of
coming
this.
out. I'm looking forward to people playing it. I think it's £10 too expensive, but we'll see.
I will put money on that once you play it multiplayer,
Yeah.
you're going to be like,
Oh, I have no
fuck
doubt.
me, Dan. Actually,
I
this is
think
really good.
especially you
Especially if
will-
we can
yeah.
I
get
have
the four
no
of them.
doubt
If we
I'll
can get
have
4
fun
of us on
multiplayer,
it,
but
Yeah.
I don't think I'm talking like weeks of fun multiplayer. I think
I
a
think
week.
I think
years
it-
of fun.
I think, yeah.
I think a week of fun.
I think that is something you could.
Well, you're never online, so you won't be playing.
Yeah. So it'd be me, you, and my little brother.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on, I'll play it if someone buys it for me.
Keys for that.
I hope so.
And the final piece of news this week is West of Loathing, the game that you really like the look of. The Stickman
cute.
Western game
that.
thingy. It's coming, releasing on the Switch, first on the Switch, on the 31st of May.
Jeez, that's
So-
really soon.
When's it releasing
That's
elsewhere?
Thursday?
Don't know.
No word yet.
Next Thursday it's releasing on Nintendo Switch. And it is coming to other consoles. So it's available now on PC. It kind of got lost in the mist of Steam on PC as indie games do last year. Switch would be the perfect place for it to kind of go, here it is, and get some hype going for it.
Some actual
Then probably
to stand
2,
high on.
3, 4 weeks later maybe they'll go, it's now on PS4 and Xbox One.
When I'll play it, hopefully.
Yeah. And that wraps up our news.
Surprised you didn't mention. Whoa.
Oh, no, it would be gone by that point.
I suppose you didn't mention.
Yeah,
Total
it's
Biscuit.
Total Biscuit.
Oh yeah, of course.
He's dead.
He's
Isn't
dead.
He died.
Yeah.
That's very surprising news. I was not
Is it
expecting that.
surprising? Because
He was in remission though, and he retired.
No, he'd been back on and said basically he was in remission,
Oh, I
but
didn't know
everything had gone south again, and
Oh.
he appreciated everyone's support and he was going to work during it and all of that lot and do what he can.
Sad
And
stuff.
yeah.
He was big in the indie game scene. I was.
I actually I'm not a massive fan of a lot of the YouTubers, but I actually quite like Total Biscuit.
I used to watch him loads. I used to watch all the Game Station podcast back in the
Yes,
day.
back in the day, the
Jesse
old-
Cox and Dodger.
Yeah, not a massive fan of Dodger.
She's not really that great.
No,
I'm sure she's nice enough and everything, but she's just like as an entertainer.
but I think let's go back on Total Biscuit. Yeah, I think it's a sad thing, especially he was 33.
33 years old. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hell,
That is, yeah.
outlived him by 5 years.
You did it,
Nice.
mate. That was
Did
your
it,
goal.
man. I fucking did it. Everyone doubted me, but I'm still here.
Now you can take the cynical Brit name. You've been
Cool.
jockeying for
Should we
position.
go on to the main topic?
Yeah, let's do
Let's
it.
go on to the main topic. Okay, so the final section is going to be an email sent to us by Mark. He didn't send his surname, and he didn't tell us actually the channel that he's working on, because Mark's email is all about from what he says in the email I'll go into in a minute, I think he's been watching us from around about Christmas time.
Okay.
He likes what we do. He listens to the podcast each week. I think I know who he is by someone who comments on the podcast quite a lot.
They always like fucking hate you guys. Bunch
Yeah,
of dickheads.
yeah,
looks really
that
ugly,
Tom
stuff like
Dick. But I think I know who you are, Mark. But hopefully you're watching now, because you say you watch it each week anyway. So here's your test. Are you watching?
Yeah.
And also, you haven't given me permission to say this out on thingy, so, and you've not given a surname, so it's fine. We're just going to go with it. But basically, Mark asked for some help. He's always wanted to do something to do with gaming. Now's more than any time one of the easiest times to get involved with it, isn't it? You can upload stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
Obviously, the issue with that is that you don't actually get any monetary from YouTube until you're up to 1,000.
You are not going to earn any money at all for ages.
For a long time on YouTube, unless you jump on what a lot of the things do, find the next big game, put a combination of clips together, throw it out there. Like, that's a very good way of doing things. But if you want to make legitimate original content that you want to do, and fair play to you for wanting to do that. And we're trying to help out where we can. So I'll read Mark's email, and then we're going to kind of discuss it really, because you've been doing content creating for a little while, haven't you?
Yeah.
You are still waiting to do it.
That's right.
No, you do writing stuff, don't you?
I've done written content.
Yeah,
I've not done
and you
anything
review,
else,
but
I did a
you
little bit
review
of voice stuff.
You review
last
games,
year.
and
Did some voice stuff.
But it was
so anyway, Mark,
so bad.
Mark says, "Hi guys, thanks for the weekly podcast. I really enjoy how you keep us up to date with the latest indie game news and goings on. I'm actually contacting you for advice. I've recently started a gaming channel focusing around mostly Let's Plays. I've noticed how well you guys have done since Christmas, and wondered if you could share some tips. I'll only be posting on YouTube. Are there any tips you could give to help me start out? I really struggle with voicing videos. Is this normal? Yeah. I'm also worried that I'll talk about the wrong thing in a game. Anyway, thanks again for the podcast and any help you can provide, Mark." So first off, yes, voice acting is probably the hardest thing.
Sucks.
Not acting, but voiceovers are so hard.
I mean, I did that one thing last year, and I recorded it at home in my bedroom, and I came out of it after about like an hour and a half. For like, how long's the video? Like 3 minutes?
Yes, yeah.
And my girlfriend was just like, what the fuck were you doing in there? Because all I was doing was shouting, and I came out like red because I was getting so angry at how bad I was. Because I'd be doing this same line for ages, and it's be like, fuck's sake! Like trying to get this stupid line out. And I talk every day.
Yeah.
For most of my life, I talk. But for some reason, when you're recording it, you can't talk.
Fair to say, the best person doing voiceovers here is Dan by a mile.
Yeah.
Dan is the best at voiceovers.
I'm great at voiceovers.
If you look at, we done it a little while ago when I think we were waiting for you to get here, and we went back and looked at one of my reviews from only about 6 months ago.
But it was like one of the early ones.
And it was bad.
It was not good.
Well, it wasn't bad. I said, okay. Is it okay? I said like certain words a lot. It was very scripted. It literally felt like I had a piece of paper here and was just reading down it.
It's really difficult to not sound that way when it's scripted.
And when you watch now, and I feel like I'm still got elements of that, but I feel like I'm actually getting away from it. And it's because so a tip for me is do it as if you're talking to someone. That's what I now do. And I'm very elaborate with my hands when I'm doing it. So I have a microphone here as if I'm talking to someone. So if I was to do the review thing, it would be like blah, 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 blah,
like gesturing.
Yeah, and loads of this going on.
Yeah.
And then quite loud. But as if I almost picture someone's there and I'm actually saying it to them. What do you do, Dan? Because you are by far the best at the voiceovers.
Well, I'm just amazing.
There you go.
Some people have just got it.
Some
you
people
haven't.
There are actually some quite simple things you can do which will help you get that tone across that you want to put across. One, when you're writing, and you will write. First of all, do write a script.
Yeah.
Right, when you're doing it. If you're just doing a let's play and talking along to it, that's
Obviously
slightly
don't
different.
Write a script then at all.
But if you're reviewing and doing it that way, do write a script. But one of the big things is write how you talk.
Yeah.
So if you're writing something down and it's very much, well, I was dithering through the yard and I saw upon the maiden's breast a beautiful. That's not how you speak. Well, unless you're top, then that's how you talk. Try and write how you talk. And one of the really good ways of doing that is don't write first. I'm dyslexic, so I have problems with writing. So I talk my review into something first, and then I'll write it.
I do that in the bath. So before I write a review out, I sit in the bath and I talk about it to myself.
And this is a great way of doing it because you will hear what your voice is doing.
Then beat one off. I mean.
You've got to in the bath. It's one of the best ones you could have.
And then you got to dodge it when it's in water.
The two-handed shuffle. Shit! Get out!
It's like a scene from Caddyshack. Anyway,
yeah, fucking brilliant. Is talk it out and then you'll hear it back to yourself. When you are recording, do exactly what Lewis was saying. Gesticulate. If you talk with your hands, I do a lot.
Yeah.
I know all the long words. You see.
I knew.
Use your hands. Move the mic a little bit further away, and use your hands as you do it because this is a natural way of talking for you. And one of the things you want to be able to do is sound natural. So use your hands. Do that. Another thing is smile. It's the weirdest thing ever.
But you don't smile anyway.
Can bring you near.
So how do you manage that?
I smile all the time.
I don't ever see
just
you smile.
inside while my face is stone cold anger. But by smiling, you actually change how your vocal cords are stretched and are using. If it's going through a smile, you will get that pitch to it. Also, avoid being monotone. One of Lewis's first faults with all of it, when he first started doing it, was at one tone. This game is really great, and I really enjoy what's going on. I've seen all these different bits happening. Can you see? And it is a single tone. Now, Lewis is a teacher, so he knows damn well that when you want to get kids involved and talk about it, you've got to change your pitch. You can't be staying at that one tone. You've got to change the pitch, and this is a basic thing.
Okay,
Lewis should know that.
I like this game, and it's really good.
I've just seen these things done here. But even like that, people are going to listen because you can't help it. You are attracted to it. You will sit through a video of someone with their voice breaking and going down because you're like, what the fuck's going on? Whereas someone who is monotone all the way through, even if you really love the game, but you stick at that one, you turn off, you think this game's boring, I'm not going to do it. Also, if you're into gaming and you have a passion for it, it's going to be easy. Because you can put that passion through it.
Do the line for my 87th time though. That's when I lose the passion.
Also, don't do lines 87 times.
Look, honestly,
just go for it. If you make a mistake, leave it in there.
Yeah.
I can't explain how bad it sounds.
Edit it out post.
I was editing as I was doing it. Because my audio clip wasn't one long thing. It was like little, few seconds long.
That's what I used to do when I first started.
Just let the stream go.
Yeah.
You make a mistake.
Did you stop every time you made a mistake?
Most of the time.
See, that's what I used to do. That's what I used to do. And then just one long thing. I mean, you make a mistake, just take a pause.
And then go back, and then say it again, and then edit it together in Audacity or whatever.
She sells seashells on the seashore.
I've always been that. Even when I talk to people, if I flub, often I will stop in my tracks. I'm just like, and then I'll recompose.
So then the other bit is one of the things that they tell actors and people on stage is if you make a mistake, don't stop. Keep going. Because most people won't notice.
No.
They won't notice. They have
and
no
something
idea.
you think is really bad, like I often do a piece of voiceover work for Indecredible, and I'll do it and then I'll be like, oh, that just doesn't sound right. I'll put it out there. No one will ever even notice it's a thing. Just you being overly critical of yourself. Yeah. But you have to put, and I mean this, you have to put the crap out to get to the good stuff. The only way you're going to improve, Mark, is by putting stuff out there that you're not happy with, because you're not going to get good overnight. Like, our YouTube's been live now for just over a year, and only now do I feel comfortable doing voiceover stuff, and I've been doing 2 or 3 pieces of voiceover every week, and it's only now that I feel like I can sit down and get something out and it sounds okay. Yeah, I've still got a lot to do.
Say that I like it.
Even like the podcast and stuff. When I first started doing that, I hate it. Hate every second of it because it's weird. It's a weird thing to do. It
is very odd.
Because it's like a normal conversation, but it's not.
We've got to find out if we get a live podcast.
Oh god! Wow.
When we do EGX.
Yeah, that'd be so good.
That is going to be awful.
Because
when we took the step to being on video, that was a big leap for me.
Yeah.
I've already thought of ideas.
Now doing it for, oh god.
I've actually already thought of ideas.
But
it's going to be like 2 people.
Before we get into that, so we can do this. One of the things you've also got to recognise and understand is you will never like the sound of your own voice.
No.
I hate the sound of my own voice.
I hate the sound of his voice too.
It's awful. and you will never like it. It doesn't matter how many times you sit there, especially when you edit your own voice. If you're sitting there and listening and going through, you will hear every breath you take. Every single thing you do will wind the fuck out of you. And then, Lewis does miss me on a regular basis.
One thing I will say, and this is going off the voice-over stuff now, and this is to do with I suppose mindset is the best way of putting it, and that is, it can be very demoralising when you first start out, let's say you do a Let's Play, and you're doing a Let's Play series, you play the game, you play it for 2 hours, you only get half hours video content out of that, that's fine, you edit it down, you put it out there, you keep checking it every day, you check it over the week, at the end of the week, you've got 10 views. Now, you can very much think like, well, I've put in 6-7 hours work to get this, what's the point? And I've thought that many a times. And I still think it sometimes now when I release a video that I've put so much effort in. I stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning to get out on the embargo time, and it gets up 100 views, which for us is like low now, really. We want to get more.
Yeah.
But then there was a time when I dreamed of getting 100 views on the video. And now the fact that 100 views, I see that as low, all I'm saying is if you stick with it, the views will come, because your content will improve, your confidence will improve, your channel will improve, and then with that will come the views.
I also want to add to that, if you're doing it for the views, you're doing it for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
If you're putting out content because you're like, I want to get 1,000 views and 100 followers, don't do it. Don't do it.
I mean, as a statistic, it can be demoralising. Do you not agree?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, 100%.
But then that goes back to, it will be demoralising if your only goal is to have lots of views and do that. Don't do it. Have a passion for something and want to tell people about it. I put out that board game thing every week. I don't do that for views. I don't do that because it's going to make me money. Because it doesn't. I make absolutely no money from that. And no one likes board games, according to Tom. Though me and Lewis are about to go to an expo that will prove you wrong.
You are, yeah.
But do it because you love the thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
You want to do videos about computer games, do it because you love video games.
I think especially
don't do it because you're doing views.
With Let's Plays.
Yeah,
they're only ever good if the person doing it is having fun.
Passionate,
yeah.
If you're not having fun doing it, then it's going to be shit. And I was
you wonder why Markiplier and all that lot are so big. It's because when they do it, people enjoy watching them because they're so into the game.
Yeah.
Like they're so engrossed.
They're having a good time.
Yeah. And I think
people like seeing people having fun.
Good luck as well, mate. Like, honestly, good luck with it. And stick with it. Because it's not easy and it's tough. And don't chew off more than you can. Don't bite off more than you can chew.
And don't chew off more than you can bite. Because, that's
maybe one day you'll reach the dizzying heights of Indie Credible.
Because I am, like I said, a year ago we started this. And in fact, we are up 2 subs now off 900. Which is, in a year, I'm quite happy. I think we've done really well.
That's pretty good growth.
And yeah, it's like I said, it is hard, and there is a lot of work to it. But only do what you can fit in, because you will get stressed. I get stressed sometimes now because I'm an idiot, and I'll get an email saying, "Can you do this game? Can you do this game? Can you do this game?" And I'm like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, Sarah's like, "You look pretty stressed." I'm like, "I've got 4 games to review in 4 days." She's like, "Why did you do it?" And I'm like, I just did.
I can't say no to 3 games.
Look at the board. It's clear.
It's still got For the King over in the corner. Yeah. That's going to be there forever.
Don't. It's why I feel so bad on the little baby. It's just like, I'm so sorry. But yeah, no, good luck with it, Mark. And please do let us know what the channel is. Because we'll share it on here happily. Like, we'll talk about it. And also, we can drop you a sub and watch what you're doing. If it's crap, we'll unsub. But hopefully it's not crap.
Yeah.
And
do indie games.
Another bit of advice, don't be crap.
Do indie games.
Yeah. Do indie games to start with, because you can Let's Play. There's no point trying to compete with the big guys on Let's Plays, because they'll get the games early and they'll have 4 or 5 episodes out before
and they'll
you even get the game.
free shit as well.
Exactly. Start with the games, because there are companies out there, and I promise you now, and I'm without going into areas we shouldn't go.
Yeah.
Companies, when we had no YouTube channel, we had no one looking at the website, gave us games.
Yeah.
Because they were like, we want our game out there. And writing that email for the first time to ask for code is hard, because you'll feel like you're ripping someone off.
Yeah.
And it is weird. But now, it's okay, because we've got that relationship with them. I email someone, I've had 10, 15, 20 emails with them over the last 18 months. So I kind of that weird relationship. You've never actually seen the person, but you feel like you know them.
Business awareness.
Yeah. And asking for your first game's hard, but choose one that you like the look of, and choose one that is grounded, one that you think actually you could get this, and just say to them in the email what your ambitions are. This are my ambitions. I want to do a Let's Play series with this game. It will be this many episodes. I'll be releasing this week. Be completely honest with them from the start, and then I guarantee you they'll reply with a code or without a code. But good luck with
Even if it doesn't, with indie games, they're usually quite cheap anyway. So
well, not just that. If you keep getting back in touch, so you don't get the first code, but you do the series, then you get back in touch and say, look, I put this out.
Always share your content with them.
Always get in touch with them.
I still do it now. Even Dungeon Rushers, Goblin Studios, I gave the game a 3.5. I've emailed them the review. I do it to all of our reviews. I emailed them saying, here's the game. Basically, very sorry you didn't like it. Very sorry if you're not happy with the score. Please read the review to find out why I don't like it. Any more questions, please get back in touch. Because I want them to see that we have covered the game. We have put it out there.
Yeah.
Even bad publicity is good publicity in some respect.
Publicity is publicity. They need the name out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Also shows that we're not whores if we show them we do review. If you don't like a game,
no,
you don't like a game.
Whoa, calm down, mate.
Well, that's
I'm
the whole
on
thing
that
with
street corner every night.
That's the whole thing. Do you remember Killing Floor?
Different.
Yes.
Killing Floor 2.
Yeah.
Killing Floor 2. They got in trouble, didn't they? Because their developers who were self-publishing basically got caught out because they sent emails saying we will give you review codes if you promise to not score it below a certain amount.
Yeah, but that blew up.
And
was
people
the
were
fact
like,
that so many companies were doing that.
Yeah. People were like, smaller people were like, hell yeah, right. But then other people were like, fuck no. Like, can you imagine if I sent an email to Dan? Fucking hell, I really metaphorically punched him in the. Yeah, that's going to wrap up the Indie Credible Podcast, episode 46. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Yeah, 46. 4 left until a big 5-0, where we will be having some Patreon exclusive content. You can get your eyes and ears on that for $1. You can also get your eyes and ears on our exclusive pre and post show content for just $1. Available
for you, man.
Available over on Patreon right now. You've already watched it, you go over there, just watch the beginning or listen to the beginning and the end. It's about 20 minutes, 25 minutes a week. And it's not always indie game stuff. We just talk about literally anything and everything.
Literally.
But
it's kind of a mess, really.
Patrons, the patrons are here. Dan, not your Dan.
I'm Dan.
Trev and Brian actually seem to quite like the pre and post show content, and they often comment
Do
on
they?
Well, they often comment on Patreon.
What is wrong with that?
They often comment on Patreon about the content. Although Brian's last one wasn't about the content, it was about he was laughing the fact that I said that Jonathan Creek was way ahead of its time. But yeah, no, that has been the Indie Gamer Podcast, guys. We're off now to record the Not So Indie Show episode 5, which is a kind of E3 special.
Yeah.
And if you want to listen to that, then it's going to cost you $3 for video, $1 for audio, and again, that's available over on Patreon.
$1.
Indeed. Thank you so much again for watching. Names going across are our lovely Big Boys Club.
Big Boys Club.
I have been Lewis. You can find me at What's Up Woody. Tom is to my left, and you can find him at Trick and Profit. And Dan is to my right, and you can find him at The Dice Bear or The Dice Bear just about anywhere.
Put it in Google.
Even on Pornhub. And
or coming soon to Pornhub.
Coming soon to Pornhub.
Hey.
Spelled with a U. Until next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.